A ball and 2 strikes. Yamamoto steps back with the left leg, twirls and fires. Hit in the air, left side of the infield. Muncy going back. He calls for it and he makes the catch. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, complete and utter dominance yet again. Back-to-back complete games in the postseason for the Dodgers right-hander, and this time he does so on the road in the World Series.
From MLB.com, this is the Morning Lineup Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Monaghan. Today is Sunday, October 26th, and Yoshinobu Yamamoto, we are not worthy. The Dodgers ace did something in the postseason that hasn't been done in 24 years to even up the World Series with the Blue Jays. We'll get into the Game 2 pitcher's duel that eventually just turned into the Yoshinobu Yamamoto show. Then, we'll preview the Game 3 matchup as the series moves to Los Angeles. Don't forget your surfboard. Let's get to it. Game 2, from the start, looked like it might be a high-scoring affair. Freddie Freeman hit a double with 2 outs in the top of the first, and then Will Smith, he got jiggy with it.
Up the middle, base hit center field, and the Dodgers with 2 out in the first inning get on the board. A double from Freeman, a single from Smith, and it's 1-0. Quickly off of the deck after they got beaten down in Game 1.
After getting runners on to lead off each of the first 3 innings, the Blue Jays got a runner in the third in the bottom of the third, and Alejandro Kirk tied things up at 1 with a sacrifice fly. But other than those 2 runs, for 6 innings, starters Kevin Gausman and Yoshinobu Yamamoto were dominant. Yamamoto gave up just that 1 run on 4 hits and 5 strikeouts over 6 frames. He got in and out of jams, and his splitter looked dominant.
The curve gets him to wave and miss. Yoshinobu Yamamoto with his 5th strikeout of the game against this deadly Toronto offense.
Jays starter Kevin Gausman matched him though, also giving up just that first inning run and striking out 5 through 6. He retired 17 straight batters at one point. But then the 7th inning came, and that guy Will Smith came up to the plate again.
The 3-2. High drive deep to left field. It's Smith with a big swing into the second deck. He's given the Dodgers the lead in the 7th. His first extra base hit of the postseason couldn't have come at a better time for LA.
And one of the first pitch location mistakes for Gausman.
2-1 Dodgers. A couple batters later, Maximum Muncy.
Fastball lifted in the air, deep left field. Lucas going back, opposite field bomb. Max Muncy with a second solo shot of the inning. The Dodgers riding the long ball to the lead in Game 2.
A pitch needed to be up, and it was down. And even though he was late, he's strong enough to hit the ball to all parts of the park.
3-1 Dodgers. Muncy's 15th postseason home run, extending his total for the most by a Dodger player ever. The Dodgers would add a couple more in the 8th to make it 5-1. Yamamoto, meanwhile, continued being Yamamoto. He got through the 7th, got through the 8th, and then got through the 9th for his 2nd straight complete game. 105 pitches, 0 walks, 8 strikeouts. Masterful in the 5-1 victory.
Popped up, left side. Yamamoto goes the distance again. World Series mastery. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Game 2 of the World Series against the Blue Jays, has thrown a complete game, retiring the final 20 that he faces.
The first back-to-back complete games in the postseason since Curt Schilling did it in the 2001 NLDS and NLCS. The first that also involved a World Series game since 1992, when Tom Glavine did it for the Braves. That year when, the Blue Jays last won the World Series. Yamamoto threw only 82 pitches from the 2nd inning through the 9th, efficiency at its finest. Most importantly, the performance tied the series with the Jays 1-1. Yamamoto talked to Tom Verducci postgame about how he stayed so cool and focused on the mound.
やっぱりこうなんていうんだろう
I was trying to be going to the game relaxing, but it's a World Series, so I kind of get early on because I was throwing with unnecessary tension. So I just adjusted that, and then as the game went on.
Even Blue Jays manager John Snyder couldn't hold back his praise for Yamamoto.
2nd complete game in a row in the postseason. That's pretty impressive with a layoff in between. So I I think he made it hard for us to make him work. He was in the zone. Split was in and out of the zone. It was a really good performance by him.
Dave Roberts, of course, didn't hold back with his thoughts on his star pitcher.
Outstanding, uber competitive, special. Yeah, he was just locked in tonight. It was one of those things he said before the series, losing is not an option, and he had that look tonight.
And that maybe Yamamoto could have just kept pitching forever.
I just feel that part of his DNA is to just perform at a high level in big spots and control his heartbeat and just continue to make pitches. So, he could have won another, 30, 40 pitches tonight.
Coming up, we are heading back to sunny Los Angeles for Game 3 with the series tied at 1. That's tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern on Fox. We'll preview the big-time matchup after the break. Game 3 of the World Series, tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Taking the mound for the Dodgers, Tyler Glasnow, Mr. Glass, the guy who looks like that guy from Peaky Blinders, mate.
And a cold strike 3. Drop the hammer on him. Gets back into the strikeout run.
Glasnow has been electric in the postseason. In 3 games and 13 in the third innings, he's given up just 1 earned run, good for a 0.68 ERA. He's struck out 18 and given up just 7 total hits. His last start was a Game 3 win over the Brewers in the NLCS, when he gave up a run over 5 2/3 innings while striking out 8. He's just another one of the stalwarts in the Dodgers' Swiss Army knife style starting rotation. Going up against Glasnow, the veteran, the 3-time Cy Young Award winner, the man who refuses to leave games, even when his manager comes out to get him.
Scherzer in a stare down right here with John Schneider as he comes out with a Rosarena coming up. Scherzer 1 out away from qualifying for his first win in the postseason in 6 years. And he sends him back to the dugout. Wow!
Mad Max Scherzer didn't make the ALDS roster after a rough stretch to end the season, but he did make the CS roster and pitched his team to a much-needed Game 4 win. The 41-year-old gave up just 2 runs over 5 2/3 innings while striking out 5. Could the Jays get the max from that start? Could they get the max from the end of the regular season? Who knows? Either way, he'll be mad. Scherzer talked about what it'll be like facing the Dodgers lineup that knows him pretty well.
Yeah, it's a ultimate chess game. They're making moves, I'm making moves. That's just baseball, but it's been like that for years for now. I understand, how everybody wants to attack me, how I want to attack them, and at the end of the day, it's who you got to go out there and compete, and you got their strikes. It kind of gets back down to the basics. So you can try to make it as advanced as you want, but a lot of times it's the kind of more simple approach that works better. And just you got to go out there and want to win.
That man sounds like he's ready. Again, World Series Game 3 is tomorrow night. And hey, if you can't be there at Dodger Stadium, you can actually own something used from the game. Game-used baseballs, bases, and more are now live on auction from the 2025 World Series. Items are collected right off the field with new auctions added after each game. Own a piece of World Series history by bidding at MLB.com/World Series auction. Just please, don't take the ball out you won and use it in the sandlot with your friends, especially if there's a dog that lives behind the outfield fence. It won't end well. That's all for today's morning lineup. Will the Thrill Leach will be back with you tomorrow to get you even more fully prepared for the Game 3 madness. Listen up so you know what you're talking about when you see your friends pregame. And as always, please don't forget to leave us a rating and a review, share this podcast with the baseball lovers in your life, and enjoy your day.